Hello, everyone. I'm really gonna watch the DSP of Lotro again. Oh, hi, Wayne. Still caught me there. No, I'm fine. Got beer, coffee, and tea covering every possible base. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, this playback is broken. Of course it is. There we go. Alrighty, well, let's see if we can get level 100 today. We'll be close. I don't know if we'll hit exactly 100, but we'll be close. And then I've been doing Dol Amroth dailies on my Lore Master in preparation to get all of... I think I can get 2 or 3 pieces of armor right away when I hit 100, so that'll be nice. Yeah, the slow-ass Guardian. We got probably 2 more days of leveling at most. And then I think I'll do my champion. Excuse me. I think I'm almost done with Mordor Besieged. Maybe not. It's not massively big. Because I think, if I remember right, it's only 2 zones. Or the 1 zone? Maybe it's only the 1 zone. Or I guess, yeah, 1, 2, and then you start Minas Morgul. Currency capped. Oh, tokens. Right. Oh, yes, the 3 men for the Wraiths. It's a fun instance, but yeah, finding a group for it might be a challenge. Excuse me. Wow. Allergies are acting up. As the snow melts, the pollen goes into the air. Oh, I'm thinking of the other dungeon then. Well, if they just roam wild, then you'll be able to solo it. If you can, because you should be able to kill each one by itself. But if they're one group of 3, then that might be more of a challenge. I tried. They got 400k hit points. It's a decent amount. But maybe as a hunter, it's a bit of a challenge because you don't have a lot of defensives to use. Literally, as soon as the day's warm and the snow melts, my lungs start dying.
Gedaan, mijn menu!
I can always come back for them later, just to make a point of killing them. That you can do.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend? These are troublesome times indeed.
Well, now we can hit 99. And then, yeah, I think I get Bastion of Light. Bastion of Light, and then we do Flash of Light to get some bleeds, I guess. And then we can do Radiant after. and then buff the debuffs there. This is where guard gets weird, because we have everything that we need from red. And I could do Thrill of Danger, but it's not really good until you get Bring on the Pain, because then you're actually restoring health. Alright, level 99.
These are troublesome times indeed.
Do Bastion of Light. Wait, what? Why did it remove Hammer Down? What? I'm confused. There we go. That was weird. Glorfindel face down Sauron, Lendalin, broken orb, and I contributed exactly nothing to this entire endeavor. I'll take credit for it, though. Damn right I shall.
Have you heard the rumors of enemies pressing in from all sides? Have you heard the rumors of enemies pressing in from all sides?
See, I'm practicing role-playing.
I greet you, friend.
Yeah, Mordor Besieged was fun. I enjoyed it. I almost wish they added it
What news do you bring, traveler?
with Mordor. Like if Mordor Besieged was the first part of Mordor, you did the travel back in time thing, and then you did the rest of Mordor. I think that would have been cool.
Gondor needs your aid. These
Or
are
if it was like
troublesome
the
times indeed.
the end game zone, so to speak, was like Mordor Besieged.
These are troublesome times indeed. Gondor needs your aid.
Yes, it is a lot of... It's a lot of RP. It's standing around and listening to NPCs chat. Cool story stuff. But doing it repetitively, I remember, was a little bit little bit annoying. Like back to back, I did it on, I think 2 or 3 characters back to back. It's like, okay, I want the skip button, please. The story's cool, but I don't need to read
The
it
soldiers of Gondor have all gone to
3
war,
times.
and we are left to fend for ourselves. Have you heard the rumors of enemies pressing in from all sides? These are troublesome
And
times
my
indeed.
high she-elf stood around with her resting bitch face looking at a butterfly in the background doing its thing.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend?
What do you need?
Well met. Well met.
I think I can sell these now. I think that's what people are hoping for too. And why there's so much of this potential for this next expansion where with the rumors of like Fornost being rebuilt or like seeing Fornost before it fell. So and then when you get to Gundabad, you'll get a lot of Angmar stuff as well actually, which is kind of fun. And I really think, or I hope at least, yeah, that the next expansion is in Forodwaith, and it does some sort of connection to Angmar, and then we get like a history of Eriador thing. I really hope that's the case. Because yeah, the history stuff, the flashback stuff, I think is really fun. It's a lot more interesting to me than like all of the new self-written stories in Harad and Umbar. Yeah, it's a Rapture moment. How in Bioshock you see parts of Rapture before everything turned to rubble. Yeah, exactly. I always think those stories are interesting and fun. Like getting to see Amansul as its like full castle, getting to see Fornost before the Witch King destroyed it. I think all that stuff it would be really cool. And I think actually that's why I enjoyed the Battle for Middle-earth Rise of the Witch King game so much. Is one, not only because it told the story through the perspective of the Witch King, so it was an evil story, and I like my evil stories. But we also got to see, yeah, Eriador before its fall, and I think, yeah, I think it's really cool. I've always hoped that they do some sort of Outer Worlds or Fallout New Vegas game in Rapture, part before and after the fall. Oh yeah, There's the last spy that I need. The world of Rapture holds a strange fascination over me. Always did. Out of all the worlds I've ever played, games and Rapture is my favorite. I think it's that neon noir aesthetic. It is a cool aesthetic. Yeah. Very unique and different. Steampunk-esque. Need 2 more patrol leaders. Oh, there's one. One more. I watched a video on what happened to the Fellowship after the War of the Ring because, well, I haven't read every single yet, so I was curious. Kind of amazing, actually. Yeah. Sam, I think, becomes mayor, and all of his children. Merry and Pippin do their thing, I guess, until they eventually get buried next to Aragorn. Aragorn reuniting Gondor and stuff with Umbar and Harad and the Easterlings, and kind of giving them a choice to like unite under Gondor or live their own life but promise to never fight against Gondor. Gimli and maybe Legolas going to the Glittering Caves and kind of rebuilding the Glittering Caves, and then Gimli also rebuilding Moria, and then those two sailing off into the west. I think one that stuck with me most was Merry and Pippin being next to Aragorn. Yeah, I think that's a really cool story. And jokingly, Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan have said that when Vigo dies, and then they die, they want to be buried next to him, and they jokingly say that because he'll die first, he doesn't get a choice in the matter. Oh yes, Gimli returns to Fangorn. Yeah.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend?
To the end, Gimli remained a loyal servant. Yeah, remained a loyal servant to Galadriel.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend?
And Gimli also being the first dwarf that gets to that goes west. Might be the only dwarf even. Definitely the first dwarf, so I don't imagine there'd be many dwarfs after him if any, that would also join him on that path.
If you are a friend, you are welcome to share my watch.
Yes, yeah, Sam kind of giving a new light to the Shire with the soil that he got, and the seeds as well from Lothlorien. Yeah, I'm sure Lotro will get there at some point. I'd imagine, if I had to guess, I think that will be a next, so not this coming up expansion, but next expansion. In honor of like the 20th anniversary of Lotro. So it was 10 years to get to Mordor, and then another 10 years after that to see kind of the conclusion of the Fellowship. So 20 years of Lotro, we get to see Frodo sail away, and then we get Sam's family and rebuilding the Shire and all that stuff. So I think like after the 20-year point, we'll start seeing more of the Fellowship stuff again. That would be my guess. Yes, dailies to help Sam rebuild the Shire. We'll get like a year of rebuilding things. It'll be dailies to rebuild the Shire, dailies to rebuild maybe Moria or the Glittering Caves, dailies to rebuild Osgiliath with Faramir and Eowyn, or just rebuilding Gondor in general.
Will you stay a moment and learn of my troubles? A shadow is on my spirit.
Yeah, quest campaign instead of dailies would be, I think, yeah, more interesting for that kind of a thing. Like, here's like 100 quests you have to do, but after you've completed all 100 quests, then the Shire or whatever is rebuilt. And then after that point, you can do dailies of like maintaining the land or whatever for the daily content that Lotro needs.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
And a gear set with +10 plant handling. You can do Orthanc housing, make it into an apartment complex. Yeah, then you have the view of the flooded Orthanc with Ents around you as like the neighborhood guards. I still, like you keep saying, I want Mordor housing. I want Mordor housing or Minas Morgul housing. Mordor housing seems more likely. They can recolor Arrowverse housing. Minas Morgul housing with that green glow would be murder on these servers. But everything in these days is. Anyways, yes. Actually, I am curious to see what it's like on the 64-bit servers. It wasn't too bad. Like, it had less lag than Minas Tirith back then. It still had some, but it was less. So I'm curious to see how it feels. I played Minas Tirith in the EU on a US 32-bit server. I survived that. And that's an achievement in of itself. Minas Tirith on a 32-bit server in the EU on a US server. That's some wild lag. I need to fix my chair again. Old chair likes to slide. And then I can't reach anything anymore. There we go. God, it's like 3-foot difference. One of these days we're just gonna hear a scream, hear a thud, and by the time we pulled up the stream window, it'll just be an overturned chair with one wheel slowly spinning to a stop. At that point, a pretty tiger lady walks in last and calls you a dumbass. That's probably what would happen, should that go down.
How may I help you, friend? These are troublesome times indeed. How may I help you, friend? Gondor needs your aid.
From what I gather on Discord, even Ben now needs beer to watch your streams. My job is done.
It always warms the heart to meet a new friend in these dangerous days. I am Lathlorn, and I am proud to count myself among the Abarim.
Now we go into this cave. But we don't do the dead. That place was pointless. Well, I guess not totally pointless. It did technically give me a salt. I don't know. A little weird.
I am called Dorthamir, and I have chosen to care for the Arborine.
Think I'm actually still on that Black Book of Mordor epic? Yep. It's a long one. But you are coming to the end of it. Minas Morgul is the
I
end.
know your face, for I came to Imladris some months ago and saw you.
Galdor is right to worry. The men of Umbar have not possessed loyalty like this for years.
Catch a breath, cool down, and heal. I believe we should probably have that. Oh, we don't. Yeah, Gandalf is going through the pages again, so I'm making my way through the LSD caves. Yeah, I know exactly where you are. That's the perfect way to describe those caves. I do plan on my brawler at least to read the quest text. Yeah, that's fair. I'm the other way around, where I'll if I'm interested in the story that like I'm being told just through visual storytelling, I'll read the quests on my first character, but then the future characters I don't bother. The pigeons were trying to nest on our patio again. Before we put the nest up, they stashed some pieces of fruit and a ball of hair, feathers, and sticks. Ooh, so they... Well, at least we put that net up then, and we stopped them from continuing the nest. But, damn, they did try. So she'll be 160 about 20 years. I just bleached that area so the pigeons stay away. Hell yeah. Heckin' birds. Well, at least, like, thankfully they're only trying to nest, like, behind everything in that one corner, and they're not trying to nest on, like, the other side where there's nothing there. So they truly do want that enclosed hidden space, and they don't want to just nest in a non-existent corner or just empty space. So you don't have to worry about the other side of the patio. But
How
yeah,
may I
the
help
fact
you,
that
friend?
we caught them at the right time is good.
Gondor needs your aid.
100% yet. Walking out there with bleach like Ripley with a flamethrower. Yeah, they want the safe corner, and I'm making 100% not safe or comfortable. The fruit pieces made me laugh. Yeah, the fruit pieces is interesting. Why the fruit? Because the fruit will just get, like, rotten and almost decompose. I don't know if it's really gonna make... It's gonna be useful for a nest. Magpies were briefly interested in our patio for the shiny lights, but I haven't seen them for a long time. Yeah, and the magpies I'm not really worried about too much. They're at least smarter. Like, if I ruin the nest of a magpie, I'm pretty sure the magpie isn't going to attempt to make the nest again, unlike the pigeons. Goddamn birds. And we got the woodpecker knocking on our walls all day long. Burbs be bourbon.
Bolton, speak your business, stranger.
Ranger Wayne taming the animals over here. Radicast from Team Blue.
Gondor needs your aid.
Yeah, I wish I could
These are
train them to
troublesome
go
times
away.
indeed. Gondor needs your aid. These are troublesome times indeed.
Oh, not doing that quest line. Let's take a look at the gear that I will be getting here soon.
These are troublesome times
So, not great secondary stats, but bleed damage is nice. Okay, tactical mitigation. Finesse is better. Finesse and incoming healing. So right now we're getting like tank line stats, but red line set bonus. Yeah, okay, so this is like a tank set with a red line bonus. That's kind of whack, actually. No kind of crit rating whatsoever. Interesting. Well, at least I know it'll be good for tanking. Or like my stats will be fine for tanking when I hit going into 105. Yeah, that's not the Radagast way to tame the animals away.
I greet you, friend. Well met. I greet you, friend.
Yay, the Morgul Vale! One of my favorite areas. The combination of Minas Morgul into Shelob's Lair, probably one of my favorites. I'm already burning the local flora. Time to go fishing. Off to bleach the other half of the patio. Morgul Vale deeds are both Mordor besieged and present day. Oh, yes, they are for the Slayer deeds and stuff. Speaking of Ripley, I might have downloaded Alien 1 through 4 to test the TV. Where's the collect fish from the docks? Where? Oh, you haven't ordered the TV yet. Ooh. Well, that'll be exciting. Looking into how much I'm willing to pay for a TV and where the cutoff is, or then B, OLED or QLED. Yeah. Which leads back to A. Yep. The one I was eyeing comes with sort of an AI frame generation thing you have on games, but for the TV. Oh, interesting. I didn't know TVs were doing that now.
What
Huh.
news do you bring, traveler?
Yeah, I think you could probably just get by with just, you know, normal TV with the right size. OLED is probably fine. You don't need anything too fancy. Really, what it comes down to now is having enough HDMI ports in TVs. Depending on people's setups, like, do you need HDMI ports for multiple consoles, for a PC setup? Do you need speakers plugged in? All that kind of stuff. You just need the one? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I wish our TV had one or two more HDMI ports. Now that we got a speaker for Christmas, and it requires
What news do you
an
bring,
HDMI port, so it's using one of the HDMI ports, which is fine. It's just annoying if we wanted to switch it from Xbox to our Switch or something like that. And the other thing we noticed too is our Xbox, or our Series X Xbox, I guess, it's
How may I
the
help
disc
you,
reader
friend?
is dying
These
in
are
it for
troublesome
whatever
times
reason.
indeed.
For DVDs specifically, or like Blu-ray discs, it won't read Blu-rays and DVDs anymore. So in order to watch, you know, a Blu-ray or a DVD, we have to put in a different Xbox, which just requires us to switch out the HDMIs, which is fine. It's just annoying, and it'd be nice to have that one extra HDMI slot. So then we could have like one for speaker, one for console, and then one for movies, basically.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend? I greet you, friend.
Gondor needs your aid.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend?
Shield smash damage. That might be good to save for 105. Keep it in there for now.
I greet you, friend. Well met. I greet you, friend.
The water it burns us precious. Not the burning water. I was just standing in green water just minutes ago in Mordor Besieged. Not a problem. That Minas Morgul water, man. Something's in it. Clear water in the Morgul Vale. Gigantic dot on my ass.
What news do you bring, traveler? Well met.
How may I help you, friend?
So can I buy carries and gold in this game just like WoW? You can't. Well, you can kind of buy. You can't buy gold directly. You have to do it in a weird roundabout way. Where you buy things from the Lotro store and then sell it and then mail it to people via a special currency and they send gold to you. That's the roundabout way to do it. But yeah, you can't buy gold directly. Like, wow. You can buy carries though.
How may I help
That's a
you,
thing.
friend?
Trying to compare map to Lotro, first mistake. M+7's 2 million whisper to get invite.
Well met.
Oh boy. Will whore myself out for Karn Doom runs. Oh, the memories. I'm running Mordor solo.
Well met.
What news do you bring, traveler?
Oh, you're walking to Mordor solo. Actually, someone truly did that not that long ago. And when I say walking to Mordor, they literally walked to Mordor from they played through Frodo's journey. So they literally went at this pace from the Shire all the way to Mount Doom, and they walked at this pace. I think they said it was like 12 to 16 hours or something like that. Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
What news do you bring, traveler?
You can start watching it, go to sleep, go to work, and by the time you're done eating today's quota of Bible pages, he's still not in Mordor. those daily Bible page quotas. Let's see how long it is. Lotro, I walked to Mordor. Let's see what comes up. Oh, there we go. Bag End to Mount Doom. Oh, 9.5 hours. So not even as long as I thought. It was only 9.5 hours, not 12. Let's see, at 4.5 hours, where is he? Oh, at 4.5 hours, he just left, whatchamacallit, Moria, okay? God, 4.5 hours just to get to Moria. Eight hours in, and it's north of Osgiliath, I think. 9 hours, just reached the Morgul Vale. So then another 40 minutes to Mount Doom, basically. Wow. How many calories per Bible page? We need to see how many pages you'll need for something. Here. How many... You know what? Let's make this more interesting, and we'll ask ChatGPT. How many calories are in one Bible page? One to 2 calories per page. That's the average. And that's the AI answer.
What brings you to Dol Amroth, adventurer?
And this
I
is
will
just a
take
reminder for
Dorthaneth's
those that
warning to
don't
heart,
know.
But I do not know much about the people of
I
Umbar.
work with medical students where I get weird cases, such as playing someone who eats Bible pages. So that is where the Bible paging eating comes from. You couldn't make a career out of Twitch, so we tried becoming an influencer by reading religious texts. But depending on size and speed, you would burn through 1,800 to 4,600 calories. Wait, you would burn through that many calories doing what? Just normal everyday thing?
I greet you, friend.
I'll give you that. You tapped into the nichest of all niche markets. Oh, for a 9-hour walk. Depending on the person's size and speed, you would burn through 1,800 to 4,600 calories for a 9-hour walk. Damn. Honestly, you'd think it'd be a lot more. 9 hours is a long time. So to only burn like 4,600 calories, it's kind of wild.
What do you need?
You have to bring 4,600 pages to maintain equilibrium. Now, how many pages are in the Bible? Young lady making up stories to her lady friends. How you go to the pub and crawl home drunk because it's easier to just explain. And that's just the walking measurement, not the existing measurement. Okay, okay. Yeah, and it won't calculate, you know, you burn more calories going uphill, swimming, whatever. Yeah, just walking. $1,200 to $1,500 pages per Bible. Oh wow! So you need to carry three Bibles with you. Could you put the pages into a blender and add protein to it, make a shake? 3 full Bibles to walk to Mount Doom. Or 1 piece of lembas bread.
This is intolerable.
3 though if you're Merry and Pippin.
I'll not be ignored.
Yeah, unless you're a hobbit. Yeah. You can barely afford milk in Canada. The fuck you gonna get this bread from? Well, if I'm walking to Mordor, I might as well make a stop in Lothlorien. Get some bread there. I'm sure they have lembas bread in Rivendell as well. And you need at least 3 per day. Oh yes, I heard the elves are super open-minded to a fanatic walking in multiple foreign religious scriptures. Sure. I'll grow my own lembas for the bread. Watch me. Do it.
Well, the scholars here are at your disposal, of course.
Imrahil is well loved by the people, but his daughter Lothiriel is untested and unproven. I will tell you what I can about our kingdom. There is much of which I might speak.
Hell, if they can make butterbeer from Harry Potter in real life, they can bake lembas bread in real life too. Yeah, why not? Well, hold on. What's the Lotro recipe for lembas bread? Here we go. The recipe requires winter barley flour, a cup of fresh cream, and a drop of fine clover honey. So flour, cream, and some honey. That seems pretty easy. Not gonna lie. I don't know, you need to make it fancy flour, I guess, because it's winter barley flour.
Across the Bay of Belfalas, the harbor of Umbar provides the mooring for many ships.
And then for superior lembas, you add a sprig of thyme. And then you can have the superior lembas bread. There you go. Pigeons hate to see me come in. Patio bleaching complete. Hell yeah. Three ingredient baking. Oh fuck, right? So easy.
I see that Noseth spoke to you of Lothiriel's betrayal.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna hit level
I
100.
should have counseled restraint.
Okay, so a honey cookie with the density of the planet Mercury. Gotcha. Well, yeah, it's gotta be dense, because the whole one small bite is enough to fill the stomach of a grown man. It's gotta be super dense. But this is the recipe for lembas bread. But the recipe is based off of the recipe that's in Lotro. It's not a real life recipe. We're using the in-game recipe as a way to make the bread in real life. Actually, isn't Earth the most dense planet in the solar system? And not just because Wayne lives here. Well, if you take the density of all the people, sure. How does the bread rise? Look, I don't know.
You have returned.
I don't know. It's
Why do
flour,
you
cream, and
feel
honey.
sorrowful?
That's all that's
What is
required.
wrong? I will grieve at another time. For now, I must be strong. Stop at the town of Ethring in the Ringlow Vale and tell them what is happening.
Every single person in Middle Earth must be fucking Jack the Carries it. Elven magic. Yeah, exactly. It's just elven magic that makes it work. I don't know. I mean, he's pretending he's the Gordon Ramsay of Middle Earth. Yup, that's me. That's me. Gordon Ramsay, Middle Earth. Now I need to make a character named Gordon Ramsay. Someone has a character on the server named DoorDash, which I love. Flour, honey, and cream for bread? Tell me you've never made bread in your life. It sounds like shit, to be honest. The weight of an entire grocery load in a single cookie. Yeah, it's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cream, and then a drop of honey.
Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend? These are troublesome times indeed.
Gondor needs your aid.
Burn
These are
tents,
troublesome times
Corsairs.
indeed. These are
Okay, so we're gonna do
troublesome
these
times indeed.
quests,
Gondor needs your aid.
which are just down here. We're gonna do those quests, and then we're gonna do the library instance here, and then like the library NPC for the Deliamroth instance, and then we'll switch over to my lore master and send and buy and purchase the gear that. I can make bacon really good, delicious chicken, shrimp. Make some shrimp. I don't think he knows what's in bread. It's clearly just flour. It's obviously game logic is superior logic, and it's just flour and cream. What is it? Flour, eggs, and then, I don't know, whatever flavoring you want. It's clearly just flour. What is the ingredients that are in banana bread? And don't just say bananas and flour. Okay, so you got bananas, you got flour, you got eggs, sugar, or like cinnamon or something for extra flavor, baking powder? I always get it confused with baking soda. but I would assume it's the baking powder. I don't know. Do you put cream in it too, or milk? That's all I got. You've established you cannot afford milk, so don't even bother with the cream. He does not need to know what's in his food. That's a brave human. Yeah, I don't need to know. If it tastes good, that's all I care. Oh, yeast? Egg, sugar, cinnamon. Well, the sugar or cinnamon, I don't know. It's just in case you want flavor or something. I don't know. You can remove the cinnamon, obviously. Just like some people will put a little bit of vanilla as well. You don't need the vanilla. Yeah, I didn't think you needed the yeast for banana bread. Cream is too thick? Okay. Then am I missing anything? Oh, butter. I didn't think about butter. Definitely forgot the butter. Yeah, I mentioned the vanilla if you wanted to, but it's not necessary. Salt. Okay, the salt makes sense. Baking soda, not baking powder. Okay. Oh, and then the chocolate chips. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I looked at chocolate chips as another flavor thing. That some people don't use chocolate chips. Some people would. This is the man who's done at least 5 cooking quests churning butter in this game. I have not, actually. I have not churned butter. I have not had a churning butter quest in this game. I maybe did it once. Because it's in Evendom, right? Where you're helping the stupid hobbits. Yeah, brown sugar and regular sugar. Brown sugar is delicious. I haven't quested in Yondershire. I don't remember churning butter in Rohan, and I have yet to churn butter in Gondor. And I've done like 99% of Gondor. Here, let's do this. We want light damage. I'll take 54%. I dropped the ball on the butter. That's fair. I totally forgot about butter. And I didn't really think about the salt, but I should have known about the salt, because yeah, salt's just in everything, basically. The other stuff I considered as like additional flavor thing and not in every single banana bread recipe. So I just kind of ignored it. But I could have mentioned them, I guess. 51%. It's not something to be proud of. Unforgivable. Throw the whole man away. Wow. Why isn't this applying? Doesn't really show the damage being done, though. Spaghetti with maple syrup and M&Ms. Elf. Gotta throw in Pop-Tarts in there. And marshmallows. that got spicy. We need one more slaver. So I gotta replace some banners apparently. Oh, there's one on the list. Made tomato soup out of ketchup packs? That changes you, goddamn. Tomato soup out of ketchup packets. That's also got to be incredibly salty. Oh, dulls it with water? Yeah, that'll help. Or diluted it with water, yeah. Hello, banners? Need 2 banners still. Oh, there's one. There's one further up the hill? Oh, it's further in the campsite. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Come here. Speaking of food, I'm craving KFC or something snacky. We should play D&D soon. Yeah, aren't we playing on the 3rd? Or is that not finalized? Also, that reminds me, actually, I just realized if it is on the 3rd, I have to check my weekend schedule because I think that's a week where I'm working. Oh wait, I think I'm getting it mixed up with next. Yeah, I'm getting it mixed up with the other weekend. Regardless, it's not on Sunday anyways. Doesn't matter. Great. But yeah, that also means that stream next weekend will actually start slightly later because I work until an hour before when I would normally start stream, so I don't know when I'll get home and eat lunch and stuff. So that stream will just start next Saturday's stream will just start slightly later. No, next weekend is BVC. Yes, I'm delaying your drinking by by 30 minutes to an hour. I'm sorry. May 3rd waiting for you? Yeah, I can do May 3rd. You fucking would not.
These are troublesome times indeed. Gondor needs your aid. Gondor needs your aid. How may I help you, friend?
Oh, and then use these tokens to do that. And we talk to you.
Gondor needs your aid.
That.
How may I help you, friend?
We do this. I will delay the second beer until you go live, maybe. Yeah, let me, May 3rd. I'll triple check it, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. May 3rd. Yeah, there's nothing even scheduled for 3rd, so I don't even have to check it. Yeah, May 3rd, I'm good. Triple checked it. And when is my actual? While I'm here, looking at this all. Where's my actual? When is my next actual day of work?
How may I help you, friend?
How may I help you, friend?
I can only watch on Saturdays anyways. By the time you go live Sunday, I'll be sleeping for 2 hours already. I'm old, Wayne. I may not look like it, but when I get an early shift, I'm in bed by 8 p.m. That's fair. That's totally fair. Oh, I do work Monday. That's something different. That's fine. Alright, confirm library. Talk to you.
How may I help you, friend?
And we charge it. I look forward to the days my mortgage is completely paid off and I can look into perhaps not working shifts anymore. Oh, nice! That is always a good feeling. Getting that mortgage paid off, hell yeah. Which won't be for another 12 years, but still. And yeah, it's a lifetime commitment. But it still feels good at the end of the journey. I'm sure. Yes, trees are fun. You look like you're having super fun with your guardian tree. Well, now that I'm not dying constantly and I figured out the rotation a bit better, I'm having a little bit more fun with the guardian. More. I made some alts. These classes I did not. Guardian, Warden, Burglar. Burglar's good. Guardian's complicated. Fine, I'll drink more. Oh yeah. There. Good, gotta hydrate. Yeah, I guess it is. I see the tick of damage happening, and enemies around me are dying, so the lead is working. It's just weird you don't see it under debuffs. Beer has water for it, or beer has water in it. I mean, I guess that's true. Yep. Tomorrow a day with my niece. So beer, wine, conversation, and sushi. Oh, hell yeah. Close off with the mainstream. You can't win them all. I'm already drunk. Too much water. Oh no. Not the too much water. No! You're gonna drown me. My reasoning for the classes, I hate rogue classes of any kind, so no burglar ever. That's fair. Guardian too slow, yup. He says as he made a captain. Yeah, the gambit system's not for everyone. It's a weird one. a brawler, I can just punch things until they stop moving. On an RK, I can zap them until they stop moving. Champions spin around until they stop moving. The only time I've ever played stealth is in Skyrim. Stealth Archer because it's broken. Actually, yeah, I don't really generally play stealth either. I don't think I played with stealth much in Elder Scrolls even. I like to just blow things up because I like to blow things up. Stealth is not my strong suit. Do I really need to run more finesse? Because everything just keeps getting block parried and evaded? Uh-oh, get out of here, bot. Banned. Denied. How much finesse do I got? 1,700 or 13%? The cap is about, well, I guess the cap's technically 100%, but 30% is generally what you use for raiding on like a debuff class. So, I don't know. Guess I could use a bit more. Maybe I don't know where I'm gonna get more because there wasn't any on the armor I'm about to get, I don't think. Well, these are just true bots. These bots are like just saying, click this website to buy viewers or whatever, and because they use the word viewers, Twitch just auto blocks the message. But they're not the art people. Speaking of which, actually, someone on Discord did message me, another art person, which I'm ready to absolutely destroy. Once they messaged me back, they said, "Hey, I really like the character in your profile picture." This isn't on Discord. Is that an original character of yours? I'm curious to know more about it. Hope you're doing good, though. And it's another generic, like, AI-generated female character art profile picture. Yeah, I haven't gotten one of those on stream in a while. I very much like your content. I'd like to draw you one art, please. Yeah, I haven't gotten that yet. Or not in some time. Those people are also... I love messing with them. $100 per one art. Yeah, and then they try to like guilt you and do like, I really need the money. I'm like, yeah, so do I. If I need the money, why would I give you the money? $20K finesse? Yeah, what's the percent of the finesse? That's what the percent is what matters, because the ratings will change depending on levels. It's the percent that matters. Because I'm at like 22% crit, but that's because the crit cap is like 10K or 12K. But for you as a hunter, because you're 128, the crit rating cap will be like maybe 1200 or something like that, or 12,000, but the percent will still be the same of 25% cap. 35.7%. That's a lot of finesse, but that's a good amount of finesse. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I think I definitely need some more. I mean, I have wit leveled, but it just, I don't know, it feels bad to use. Maybe I'll use it at this level cap to replace confidence. When I level all these up, I'll get rid of maybe justice or loyalty and put in wit instead. Ooh, we can put this bow back on now. Okay, leave instance. We mail these 3 things, or I can just put them in shared storage even. Boom. Oops, not that. Boom. I wonder if your questing gear just gives you a bunch of finesse at your level. Okay, so we've sent those over. Now we'll log out, go back to Lore Master, buy the gear, see how much we can buy. I think I should be able to buy 3 or 4 pieces, which would be good. Yeah, I guess your quest gear just gives you a lot of finesse at that level, which is good though. That's really good that it does that. Because the auction on this dead ass server is dead as fuck. Yeah, I didn't think that would sell, but I thought I'd try. Alright, now we go to Dol Amroth. We bring in the library tokens. No, I might still be short on gold tokens, actually.
How may I help you, friend?
Okay, so to get the most pieces, 10, 20, 30, 40. So I can get 4 pieces. Alright, so helmet. Shoulders. Gloves. Boots. And then we gotta do legs and chest after. So that's still 2 days per armor piece, basically. Which because I can do, that's actually, so yeah, so tomorrow, because I can do it on my guard and my lore master now, I can get another piece tomorrow, which would be nice. Send this, send this, send you this, and send you this. I applied Diablo logic to my hunter pretty much. Hit chance and crit chance slash damage. Yep. Just sucks. So many agility gear. Must have evade. Oh, and some type of defense on it. Yeah. The evade or parry rating. Crit defense is good in general, but for questing you don't really need it. Oh, I made the mistake of logging out. Yeah, Warden gear will be... Warden Berg will still use some defenses. I mean, it really depends on if it's... If it's purely parry and evade rating, then yeah, it's more Warden. If it's morale or like crit defense or something like that, that's more universal. Because everyone needs that. Rent for fun, hello! How's it going, Rent? They did. They made 2 changes. So they did, or like 2 little reworks. So they did a rework a couple months ago that changed how red worked. And then they kind of did a second pass of that rework where then Redline got a new skill added and they changed a bit of stuff in Yellowline for both specs. Yeah. That's what was changed. New abilities. Yeah, Reckless Attack and Blind Rage is new. Then they changed how Sweeping Cut works, or Sweeping Attack. They changed a bit of the Tracer talents, where Brutal Assault just does more damage, but it doesn't reset. There's no... You don't get a damage buff with Sprint anymore. I guess the only other big one would be no more damage tied to protection by the sword. Guardian's Ward gives you a melee damage buff, though, which is kind of nice. Yeah, just a couple little... Trait point wise, some minor changes, but skill wise, it's like a totally different class now. There we go, there's some finesse rating. Oh, but losing some finesse rating with the helmet. And losing more finesse rating because of these boots. So we lost even... I guess we gained some and we lost some. I guess because the higher stats with... Light? Actually, how did our finesse keep going? Interesting. They probably aren't done with changing Redguard. Yeah, I don't know if they'll change anything more with it or not. I know they want to fix the animations a little bit, but I think, as far as I'm aware, that's all they're really changing. More bleed damage unlocked though. That's nice. That
Well
armor
met.
set. What's the Guardian jewelry look like? Ooh, bleed damage again. 10% chance to trigger a parry response. Parry response, bleed damage. Forced taunt duration 5 seconds. That's not bad. What about Red Hunter? Red Hunter got changes around the same time as Guard did, but they were more because they had their rework. That was like months ago, maybe like 4 to 6 months ago. And then they had to do some tweaks to like change their damage a little bit. But I think Red Hunter's in a really good spot now. DPS still top? Because of the nerfs that they had to do, because it was the top DPS after their rework, or like top 3. I think when they nerfed the damage a bit, it's probably top 5? Because I think it's still Red Lore Master's top, and then Runekeeper or Bird, Mariner or Brawler, and then Hunter after that. Actually, Champ just got some buffs too. I think Champ, Hunter, and like Brawler are all kind of equal now in like that top 5 spot. Max morale is good. That one's not as good. Well, those are the only 2 pieces. Okay. It's an okay pocket item. That's a better pocket item. Okay. Any finesse on this gear? Doesn't look. Oh, there's a ring with finesse. Okay. Oh, there's finesse on that bracelet. Okay. Well, there's a couple pieces. Anyways. That'll be it for Guard now. I think now it's time for Champion. Legendary servers are populated. I believe the Mordor Legendary Server is decently populated. The Angmar Legendary Server is not. However, once 105 is added to the game, in June, that should be the population of the server should go up at that point. But yeah, Angmar is definitely not populated. It should go up though. Who got the best melee DPS nowadays? Between Berg and Champion, maybe? Because well, actually, Bear is still up there as far as I'm aware. I still think, I don't know, because of the buffs, in an AoE scenario, Champion is still supreme. I think pure single target, I think Berg is better based on the changes they got. But I don't know where Brawler, Bear, and Mariner sit in that regard. Mariner's damage is always really good. I just don't know if it's stayed at the top or if Burglar surpassed it or not. At 160. I was watching a stream of someone playing on the Angmar server. It was pretty bad. Yeah, you referring to me? I don't think there's any other Lotro streamer that streams on the Angmar server. If there is, I'd be surprised. Elder Song? Huh. I don't think I've heard of them, but that's fine. Well then, great. I'm pleasantly surprised that there's someone else that streams on the Lotro servers. Or the Angmar server, rather. Oh, yeah, we've at the point now where we gotta change our legacies. Okay, so first we gotta go to Bree and refresh our little... our subscriber token or whatever. They were doing some sort of challenge, I believe. Like for a dungeon? I guess there's the Osgiliath stuff. I'm trying to think on what they would be doing. Well, I can disenchant these now. That's Khazad-dûm Tracery. We're just gonna destroy that. Community hosted event or something? Yeah, maybe. Might as well do this one.
Might I take a moment of your time? Might I take a moment of your time? Would you do something for me? Greetings. What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Would you do something for me? What can I do for you?
Okay, I caught up on East Emnet. So shared storage. Don't have. Oh, back to Edoras. Look, I was watching it sober. You can't expect me to remember this. Yeah, because now I think I continue to put points to Merciful Minded. And then we work our way down yellow as well, actually. $100 to 105 is where Champion really starts feeling good with its trait points, because you've completed red and you're going further into yellow line, so now you can be red line with AoE, and it just feels really good. I have my experience items on still. You can level in yellow. I like red more, so I just level in red. And I believe they changed something in red. I thought they made Remorseless AoE now. But maybe it's tied to something else. Or that's an upcoming change or something like that. Oh, yes. Here we go. It's tied to emboldened blades. Okay. Is it in here? But yeah, critical hits will reset emboldened blades. Is this it? Yeah. Emboldened blades strike skills have a 100% chance to grant 5% remorseless strike critical chance, 10% remorseless strikes damage, 10% remorseless strikes critical damage, and then and then when it's empowered, it becomes AoE. Yeah, when Emboldened Blades is at tier 5, Remorseless Strikes becomes empowered, and while empowered, it is AoE. So now you just have more AoE while in red line. So that's why I level in red now. But you can also just level in yellow and just AoE everything down just as fast. Nothing wrong with that.
Do you have a time to spare in our woman, tidings bearer?
I'm the type of person to run around and pull things. I mean, I pull a little bit less because of being on deadly difficulty. But like, I don't know, if there's a group here, a group here, and a group here, I'll just run and pull it all and then just kill everything one by one while doing a small amount of AoE. I don't generally pull things one by one.
Everyone must obey the
When Angmar first launched, you convinced me to play RK. I did and stopped after spamming T2 Rift for a while. Just returned and said, I'm lazy, let's try Hunter. Why did I not play Hunter from the start? Yeah, when Angmar first launched, no one could have predicted that Hunter was going to be as good as it was. We knew that there was a rework coming, I think, when Angmar first launched. I don't know, Angmar's been out for 2 years now. So I don't know if we found out if Hunter was getting a rework at that point. But yeah, no one could have predicted the strength of the Hunter rework. RK's still fun though. RK's still fun. But yeah, if you're loving Hunter, stick with it. I've heard that a lot of people really like the flow of blue. I'm always a red hunter type of person, but I know the people who liked Blue Hunter to begin with are even more happy with Blue Hunter now. Which is great. I love that. I really love that Hunter got such a good rework. It's really funny that Hunter and Berg got amazing reworks, and then the guard rework was not as well received. I like Red Hunter, I just like the long range abilities, just like 40-yard range or meter range, stand there, shoot things, it falls over in 1 to 2 skills. I went yellow RK over Hunter because of the slow inductions. Walking that Blue Hunter... Oh yes, Blue Hunter still would have had some slow inductions as well, but you could still move while casting. But yeah, it probably feels a lot better now.
It will be some time before all the people are ready to leave, but this is a start. Rima has fled the city, but I believe some of his allies remain.
Can you get the range from Redline in blue? Because I thought they tied the range to like the Redline specifically. When you select a spec, it's part of Redline specifically. But I didn't realize that the range was tied to a specific trait line in red. Oh, you start in red and go into blue and get the best of both worlds that way. I see. Yes. Oh, hi there, lady. Yeah, you can get far enough into blue that you don't get the hit penalty. Yeah, the hit penalty while moving. Yeah, that's right. And then in yellow, is it yellow line that has it? Maybe it's blue or red. When you use low cut, you also don't get the focus loss while moving, which is also really nice. You just use low cut and then you can kite while in red line. I need to play more of Brawler, but the little I've played, like I think I have a character that's like level 20 maybe, a level 20 Brawler, level 20 Brawler. You think this is the second tier of Yellow Tree for low cut? Yeah, that makes sense. You made your point. I know stout axes are better for Brawler. I mean, that's just a stat difference, though. Brawlers, you can really be whatever you want because there's no class that buffs, whatchamacallit, like fist damage or like gauntlet damage. So it is truly just stout axes get more base stats basically, which is why they're better, but they're really not that much better. arguably, I think the high elves could be better in a way, because I think don't brawlers have like one, or I guess they have a couple skills that do light damage, right? So in that regard, a high elf could be better. Which class is next for reworks? I think they already did Hunter. Stout for Biz Chub, Hobbit for the look. Yep. I actually think Blue Lore Master rework is next. It's currently in the testing phase where they're reworking Blue Lore Master to basically be a captain or a blue mariner. Am I not supposed to be in here? Where so because lore masters already have the mode of 8, right? The 5% health or whatever, or 10% max health, and then they're going to get a 2 arms buff. So whenever they use a specific pet, they'll give a 2 arms buff to people, and they're gonna get an in defensive Middle Earth buff, I think, as well. Right, so they're taking stuff from Captain and now applying it to the Lore Master, and Lore Master already has Murder of Crows, so they already have like an Oathbreakers type thing. Yeah, that's where we're supposed to go. So that's what's currently being worked on with Blue Lore Master, where you don't need to bring a Captain anymore. You can bring a Blue Lore Master instead. I just don't know if that's what's coming out next. It's just the only thing that I've heard about. Just give us blue hunters the LM pets and get over with it already. Yeah, because they did Berg, they did Guard, excuse me, they did Hunter. They've done some tweaks to Champion. They did some tweaks to Minstrel. Actually, yeah, I think it's between... I think they're still doing some more tweaks with Minstrel, and then it's between Blue Lore Master and Minstrel that I think is next, if I had to take a guess. I think I'm okay with Red Lore Master not getting pets, because they have their, like, temporary pets, which is okay. Because just the base damage they get from all their other skills from being in red is so high, and it's just, I like that there's like an elemental damage spec for Lore Master, a debuffing spec. It's truly Blue Line Lore Master that needs its rework, because the pet spec just isn't it yet. So I think that pet build should be Blue Lore Master, and it should truly be like you can summon multiple pets at the same time and then pick and have a different set of skills that you alternate between the 2 different pets or something like that. I don't know. Lore Master truly needs to be a stronger pet spec with its Blue Line. It's almost there, but it's not quite there, and I think that's why they're changing it with like the whole 2 arms buff and in defensive Middle Earth.
Forward, snowman.
And then maybe they'll make it so that you don't have to have you don't have to switch out your pets constantly.
I would have you
lend
lend your
alternate.
aid to those who remain behind.
Our friend is not right with us.
Make Blue LM no inductions, but having to juggle pets
and
again.
ahead, Aylmer.
I don't know if I like the juggling of pets. I'd rather at least if it's juggling, if you have 2 pets and then you juggle between, you switch those 2 out for 2 more, but you can always have 2 pets out at the same time. I think I'd be okay with that. I hated, because there's a point at 105 as a yellow lore master where you would put your debuffs on and then you would have to juggle between bear and raven, and that just wasn't fun gameplay for me personally. Like, I wasn't doing any damage. I was just switching between which pets I was using, but I myself wasn't really doing anything, and I just didn't really like how that felt. Well, I know a lot of people are upset with yellow. Is it? Yeah, yellow bear, because I guess their healing got incredibly nerfed. I don't know why or how, because I don't play a bear, but I just see people talking about how bear healing isn't as good as it used to be anymore. So maybe that's where a rework happens.
Do you know why I've called you before me?
I think a captain needs a rework because it's just falling behind now, and so much of every other class does. Well, especially with Blue Hunter.
Did you do this?
Or Blue Lore Master. There's no reason to bring a captain.
We did this out of love, my king, and fear. Love of the mark, and fear for its people.
Do they even have time for a rework? Well, I mean, they can. Reworks are always tied to like quality of life updates. And I mean, they just did the guard rework, so they have the time.
You will not
whether or not they nail it, like the hunter rework, that's different.
My king. I submit to your will.
I ride to war.
Yeah, I think Captain needs some love.
To be my last riding.
It needs some love.
I need a
Blue Lore Master needs some love.
The deeds that await.
Minstrel doesn't need any love, but the devs don't like what players are doing with Yellow Minstrel.
If this be there.
So that's gonna be changed.
And record them in song.
You will return.
And then maybe bear healing needs some love.
Do you accept
Runekeeper has always been solid.
I do, my king.
Champion's in a good spot now. Hunter's in a good spot now. Berg's in a good spot now. Maybe Mariner needs tweaks, but I guess maybe Mariner Yellow Line? Because I don't think anyone plays Mariner Yellow Line as far as I'm aware. You're either red line for damage or blue line for the buffs. They need to, but you can actually be a yellow line Mariner, which doesn't really do a whole lot. So I wonder if they make it so that Yellow Mariner is like that neutral spec that both red and blue can go into. Yeah, virtues and a rep, or virtues and ally changes would be nice over class reworks.
So they are gone. May they ride to victory. My uncle has commanded that I bring the people of Edoras to Dunharrow. I have need of your aid.
The White Hand is wicked. There aren't enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan. Invaders have wrought this misery upon us. The enemy must be punished for encroaching upon our lands.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Cut Slayer needs in half. Yes, please. Actually, we were just talking about that on the Discord earlier today. We're like, can we please, for the love of God, change some of these Slayer deeds? 300 kills for one Slayer deed is just not worth it. Oh yeah, solo mode for all the instances. That would be fun.
Your aid is welcome, friend. Dunlendings rally to the banner of the White Hand. Our mission is dire.
Debuff trigger that is already in the game with Airware story instances. Oh yeah. Well, and then there's there's the buff that you get from book quest in Shadows of Angmar stuff.
There are not enough curses.
There's many ways to go about it, I think, to make it work. And they already have the solo duo like setting in the instance finder, so it's easy to do, I think. Defeat Urukai pillagers. You prefer captain or guard? That's tough. I think I like guard tanking better, but I like captain redline better. Oh, I'm gonna need to kite this. Oh, or not kite it, but chase it down. Back to war steed fights. Captain will give you healing that's really good now. And tanking on Captain is fine. I just like I think tanking on a Guardian is better. So it depends on, I guess, if you want the damage support role of Captain or if you want the tanking role. Which one do you want better? Captain is great at like single target tanking. But multi-target, so like dungeon tanking, is a lot harder on Captain than it is a Guardian. But like raid tanking, where it's just one boss kind of thing, Captain tanking is a lot of fun. Red Captain has decent DPS, it's just really slow and clunky. I think technically now, since the changes, Red Guard will do more DPS than a Red Captain, but a Red Captain gives buffs to the raid and group, where a Red Guardian does not. Red Guard does not give any group buffs, really, and doesn't have any group benefits, but it will kill things faster in like questing and like soloing and stuff than a Red Captain. And that's the trade-off, where a Red Captain gives way more, like, group buffs. And increases the damage the group does. So in a group scenario, it's a lot of fun. And it's not to say its damage is bad, because it still does decent single-target damage. It's just not as strong, I think, as Red Guard since the changes. Alrighty, well, I think we will call it here for today. As I've got now a family dinner to go to. It's brutal strikes damage, yeah. We'll call it here, and then we will be back tomorrow. Skip dinner, there's only the daily grind. So yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll just play the champion. And we're back in Rohan, so we'll quest through Rohan, and we'll slowly get to level 100.
For the invaders of the lands of Rohan. Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
Which should be... I think I can get 2 more characters to level 100 before 105 comes out in June. So I think I'll do Champion, and then I'm debating Hunter or Berg, I think. I could do my Captain, but I think I'd rather do Hunter or Berg next. So we should be able to get, I think, 2 characters to 100 before then, but we'll see. But the Rohirrim needs your aid. Don't you know these are dire times? Hunter? Yeah, I kind of miss my Hunter. So I think it'll be Hunter next after Champion. But yeah, thank you to those who stopped by and said hello. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.